Hello, 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 and welcome to JenHannagans. Welcome back if you are a current watcher, if you watch all the time, and welcome if you're new. This channel was created by my friend Hannah and I. I'm Jen, she's Hannah, together we're JenHannagans, and we've lost about 200 pounds we started out with WW Blue, Weight Watchers Blue, and now we are both on itrackbites Better Balance, and so that's been working really well for us. So Hannah carries the bulk of the work on this channel because she makes time to do videos, and I'm not as good about it. So the topic that I'm talking about today will hopefully spur me to doing better because it's about discipline. So today I've just been thinking about some things. This is a huge topic, of course, and there's like so many different ways you can go with it, but I'm not giving you facts, or I don't know what Google says. I'm giving you what's worked for me over the last 2 years. We've been doing this for 2.5 years now, which is insane. And I just have been thinking about how different we are now, and how just how much has changed. One of the things that we've talked about this before, that I've noticed, you're gonna hear kids in the background because I try my best, but they're still here. So, is one of the things that I've noticed is that I have become a lot more of a goal setter and goal getter. That was not my personality at all, or I didn't know it was my personality. And so when I set a goal, or when I say I'm going to do something, it's become a lot easier to actually do that. So I was just wanting to talk about discipline today and kind of how to develop that. And it's not going to be long, so stick around. I do think that there are some good tips here. I've gotten my notes, so it's not going to be that like, I wish I was better, but I'm not. So the first thing that I'm going to say, I'm just going to jump in. The first thing that I'm going to say is, I know how hard it is to stay motivated when you begin anything, when you're trying to do anything consistently. So motivation and like excitement for certain things will totally wear off. But once you have created certain habits and certain disciplines for yourself, those are the things that are going to keep you going, even when you don't have the excitement and the motivation to continue. So it is so important to develop discipline. And that is the hardest thing, I think, as a human to do, is to be disciplined. And so I think the first place to start is if there's something that you're going for, and I'm going to reference, healthy eating and exercise and Bible reading, because those things are important to me. But this could apply to anything. So just take what you can from it. So I think the first place to start is to start small, because sometimes I think that we start with like these huge goals, or these huge, like, I'm going to do this every single day. I'm going to work out for an hour every single day. Well, for one, working out for an hour is tough. I hate working out. That's why I walk and hike and bike and all of that stuff, because I actually hate to like go to the gym or sit in front of a workout video or whatever. So working out for 60 minutes is hard in itself, and now you're telling yourself you're going to do it every day. So it automatically, you're basically setting yourself up for failure by just starting too high. So if you are, my husband's texting me and I always forget to turn off my notifications. So if you are wanting to do something, then just start small. Just say, I'm going to do something every day. It could be 5 minutes of something. But I feel like the consistency is more important than than having that lofty goal of, I'm going to do this for this long. So I think just to start small. And also, if you start out too much, like let's say you're doing great that first week of 60-minute exercise, well, you're going to get burnt out really quickly. You're going to be like, I've already done 60 minutes yesterday. I don't feel like doing this today. And that's where I am. That's where I have been. Like right now, I have a goal for September to do 60 miles on my bike. Well, I waited till the last part of the month. So now I've got to do basically 4 miles a day in order for that to happen. Well, yesterday I did 6 miles. I'm like, I don't want to do any today because I burnt myself out on it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. So I just think the first step is to just start small. Just do something. It's important to be consistent more than it is to be like over the top. quality over quantity. So be consistent with, start out small so that you can be consistent. And then the next thing I was thinking about was setting a standard or a rule. And we live in the generation of like, show yourself grace. Yes, show yourself grace. But sometimes we're showing ourselves grace to the point of procrastination and laziness and just like patting yourself on the back for the bare minimum. Been there, done that, and it doesn't work. It doesn't bring you anywhere. It doesn't lead to discipline. It doesn't lead to consistency. So I think it's important to set some kind of goal. Now, like I said, it doesn't have to be huge to start out with, but just set something. So one of the things that I have been working on, well, no, I'll get to that. I'll say, like, if you're going to read the Bible, if you want to read the Bible every day, then set yourself a short amount of time. Like every day I'm going to read 5 minutes, or I'm going to read one scripture, or whatever it is. Or if you are trying to like cut sugar out of your diet, for instance, take one meal. Like breakfast is going to be the meal that I'm like cutting down on my carbs, cutting down on my sugar, so that you have something, like one achievable goal per day. There's a child crying. Let's see how long it takes before they come knocking at the door. One form of exercise, per day, like 5 minutes. I'm going to do this 5 minutes of this exercise, or I'm going to walk, daily. So just having like some kind of set standard, it doesn't have to be super high, like I said, but just something that is going to be achievable, during the day. One of my standards and rules for myself right now is that I'm really, really working on, because I am a mom of 6. So it's very easy for me to eat my meals standing up. It's also very easy for me to pick off the kids' plates, like eat whatever's left over from the kids and like not eat a real lunch myself. So one of the standards that I'm trying to set for myself is no standing while eating. Like if you're going to eat, then sit down and eat. And so if I can completely cut that out, which if I work toward it, I think that I can, I feel like I'm just going to do better, just all around, just like mentally, physically. I feel like it isn't good to stand up and eat, in my opinion. So there's no positive thing that comes from that. So this is something that I'm working on. And if I set that for myself and look at it, like I said, I'm not going to eat standing up, I'm going to stick to that. Like it's just one small thing. Like you can eat it, just sit down, So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Now, that moves on to like my next thing, like when we are setting rules for ourselves, when we're setting standards, it's so important for us to have those come from a positive place. Okay, so instead of saying, I'm not going to eat any sugar because I'm so fat and I need to lose weight, like that automatically sets you up in such a negative light. All right, so if you're going to set those standards, let them come from something positive. So my example of standing while eating, I deserve to sit down and enjoy a meal. I deserve for my body to register that I'm eating, to enjoy my food, to be comfortable while I'm eating my food, to not shove food down my throat. Like I deserve that. You deserve that. As a person, you deserve to enjoy your meal. And so for me, I'm not saying, well, I'm not going to stand up and eat because it's just going to make me eat too much and, I'm fat and I need to lose weight and whatever. It's just not, it doesn't come from that place. It comes from, I deserve more. You deserve more. You deserve more than bad habits. You deserve more than bad food. You deserve more than not accomplishing your goals and not being active. Your body deserves to be active. That's another thing. You aren't sitting there looking like I'm in the mirror and I'm fat and I'm ugly and I have to exercise in order to be, like skinny and have all the things and whatever. If your exercise comes from a place of self-hate, good luck, because it's not going to last long, because we just are like, whatever, this is just me. I hate myself anyway, so I may as well not exercise or whatever. There's no hope for me, that kind of thing. So if you're coming from a negative place, a lot of times your goals aren't going to be successful. And if they are, you're miserable anyway. So for me, exercise is a thing of my body is strong and my body deserves to be, taken care of. And this is helping me in the long run. And it's just coming from a more positive place. And I feel like that is what has helped me. It's not hating on my body, but coming from a place of love for my body. So, Yeah. There was something else I was going to say, but I lost it. So that, and also things like, this is my third point. Continuing on, even though your scale may not be moving or your clothing size may not even be dropping. So it's very, very difficult for us to maintain discipline when we are not seeing progress. And I am in such a crazy place with my body right now because I lost a lot of muscle mass after I had surgery because I was down way longer than I expected. And anytime that I would work out, so probably for like 8-12 weeks, I wasn't in a place that I could really do a whole lot of anything. For 6 weeks, for sure, I wasn't able to. I had a panniculectomy surgery, if you're new here, and it was not a great recovery. It was actually pretty terrible. So I lost a lot of my muscle mass. So my weight is the same, but I can tell that like it's not as compact as it was. So because I've lost, and I'm not as strong as I was. So I have been, the scale has not moved, even though he took off 4 pounds of stomach. There was like no movement in the scale. I'm also dealing with a lot of swelling still, and I still have to have another surgery to fix my belly button. So that has caused a lot of inflammation. And so I have been extremely frustrated at times because I worked so hard and the scale has not moved. I've lost between 70 and 80 pounds. I think it's about 80 pounds. From my highest weight. And so naturally your body will slow down that weight loss progression. Like you're not going to be able to lose as much doing the same thing. So that is part of it. My body has gotten used to being to eating healthy, to exercising, to all of that. So that's just normal. And then you add this surgery on top of it. And so I have really had to set it in my mind that I am in this for the long haul. I am not just working out and eating healthy to lose weight and look better. That was that's so long ago. That was so like beginning of this, even though it really wasn't. At the beginning, I had diabetes and I had PCOS and I was in really bad shape. So that was a big motivation. But when you lose weight, your clothes fit better, you can wear different things, people notice, and those are awesome. Like those are so great. But in the long run, none of that matters. And so in the long run, I had to remind myself, I'm sticking to this because number one, this is my life now. Number two, I deserve this. And number three, this is helping me in the long run. This is going to help my heart. It's going to help my muscles. Every part of your body, every system in your body is benefited through eating healthy and exercise. So just keeping that mindset of this is not just because I want to look good. This is not just because I deserve this. Whether I'm 500 pounds or whether I'm 100 pounds, I deserve for my body to be treated well. And so that is one way. I feel like that is the best way, is to cement that of I'm worth it. This is for my benefit. Instead of coming from a place of self-hate or just wanting to look better, or this is all about a vanity thing. It has to be a little bit deeper ingrained than that. So one of the things that I have done as well is I have included my friends and my family. So of course, you guys know me and Hannah do everything together as far as exercise and things like that. But I've also included other friends. I have my friend Amanda. Shout out to Amanda and her Kit Girls if they're watching this. She and I will do a walk or a hike every now and then. And then my friend Katina, we've started biking on Monday nights. And so adding in other people, and that way, and then we've started a walking group, I guess, through our Bible study in Monroe City that we do every Tuesday. So we're walking before that. So kind of getting different groups of people, even not just one person, but that way you kind of always have somebody to fall back on, or try to plan something once a week with a friend or family that you this Wednesday, we're planning on going cardboard sledding. We have a really steep hill that's not too far from us, so I'm going to gather some cardboard and we're going to sled down it in the grass. So we've done rolling down it before. It's lots of fun, but we are going to try cardboard sledding. So just kind of have something planned with your family or friends, once a week if you can. More than that would be great. And then I feel like not only are you getting that time with your friend, but you could be encouraging them, and it's also getting you to stick to something. If it wasn't for Hannah and for our consistency with each other and wanting to see each other succeed, we probably would not be where we're at now. So, getting your friends and family involved, Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all I have in my notes at least, but so I didn't want this to be too long, so I am going to probably end this here. But if there's anything else, and there's gobs, I know there's gobs, there's so many things I could have added here, but these are things that have actually worked for me and that I actually do. So just to narrow it down, get your friends and family involved. Oh, that's something else. If you let a family member or a friend know, I know for the very beginning for me and Hannah, we didn't tell anybody what we were doing because we were like, we're going to fail, and we just don't want that to, to fail in public, which, whatever, we don't care now. But if you're, don't be afraid to tell people. I don't know where I was going with that. There was something else. I'll rewatch this and be like, this is what I was going to say, and I forgot. Just letting people know. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to announce it. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm trying to lose weight. Now we're super open about it, and we have gotten a lot of messages, comments, things like that, saying that we have inspired other people, or people will use me as their, accountability partner. They'll say, I've done this many steps today, or I have a goal to this. Can you hold me to this? That kind of thing. I'm also one, I love, if you were friends with me on Facebook, I love my little calendars. I will mark down if I've gotten my points for the day, if I've got my steps for the day, if I've done a bike miles, if I've read my Bible scriptures. Like, those are just super, super helpful to me. And it just puts it out there to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Even if nobody cares, like, there's probably very few people on my Facebook stories that actually care about if I've done that in the day, but just knowing that it's out there, and I want to achieve those goals, and I want to kind of be inspiring to somebody else. So, oh man, I wish I could remember what I was going to say, but I don't. So I am going to end this here. If you like this video, then like this video, comment, subscribe, share, all of those things. Add in the comments what you have found to be helpful in developing discipline and just learning to be consistent in your goals. I am a goal getter. I'm proud of it. I love it. I get a rush whenever I accomplish any kind of goal. I set goals for myself daily. I set goals for every part of my life, for my spiritual life, for my cleaning, for my kids, for homeschooling, for health and fitness and all of that stuff. So let your families know what you're doing. Let your friends know what you're doing. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that my kids keep me accountable, because my kids know that, like, this is my life. And my oldest is 14. He teases me sometimes because he's like, this is just kind of crazy that this is who I am now. But I've seen the impact that it has on them. Like, they are setting goals, and they are achieving them, and they are feeling good about trying new things. And that's just awesome. That's so rewarding. So not just to inspire like friends that are out there, but also your family members. Let your family members know if you have a goal for that day. They live with you. They can definitely keep you accountable. My husband is my guy for that. Like, hey, I'm going to do this today. Hold me to it. He doesn't nag as much as I'd like for him to, but it's okay. Anyway, all right, that's it. I promise that's it. Okay, so like, subscribe, comment, share, all of those things. And thank you for joining. I will see you next time.